Good morning. I have a story about soda cans, and an explosion, and Boris Johnson meeting Angela Merkel. Okay, in Sweden we have this system where you return empty soda cans to the store, you put them in the machine, you get a receipt, and then you get money. I'm sure many of you are familiar with this system. Then there was this guy, a 31-year-old man. He had lots of German soda cans. And these cans don't work in the Swedish system. So he solved it. He glued labels, barcodes on the cans, put them in the machine and got the money. There was this store in Kalmar. This is the town in the south. The staff got suspicious because the sums were so high. It was like $100 on these receipts. So they alerted the security officer. Yeah. And they found out that these were German soda cans. Yeah. It's getting better, this story. Just wait. So they found these labels. They all described that the cans would contain the same thing, Coca-Cola Cherry. They were the same labels, you see. So the staff, they contacted the police, and the police arrested the guy walking on the street. He was taken to court, and they found out that he had previously been convicted of the same thing twice. Yeah. So what was his sentence, do you think? Yes, he was sent to jail, and then he is to be deported. That's right. Yeah. I like it that he's being deported, of course. But isn't it interesting? You can rape women here in Sweden and still be able to stay. But if you mess with the Swedish can system, then you will get deported. It's a true story. All right. Yes, there was another explosion. This was in Linkoping. Again, if you remember this, there was a huge explosion some time ago in the town of Linkoping. And now it happened again. The police, they found this object and they looked into it. They brought it to this police warehouse, and shortly before midnight yesterday, it blew up. And the police warehouse was destroyed and several other buildings were damaged. A lot of people in the town, they woke up by the explosion, and windows on some neighboring buildings were damaged. So it was a huge explosion. Yeah. There's so many bad things about these bombs, of course. The society gets very, very nervous, and the police gets nervous, and the politicians, they get into panic. Yeah. And there's some sort of a trademark thing with these explosions, isn't it? So maybe this is how we are going to live here in Sweden. Yeah. I hate it, of course. It's assholes. You should deport them. You should deport any criminal. That's the solution. You come to Sweden, you commit any crime, any small crimes, you should be deported immediately. That's the solution. And you should deport the criminals. That's what you do. You don't keep them. If they are from another country and they commit crimes in Sweden, you should send them away. That's how you do it. All right. And now Boris Johnson. Tomorrow he will go to Berlin to meet with Angela Merkel. And then after, he will go to France to meet with Emmanuel Macron. What a trip! To meet probably the most arrogant politicians you can find in Europe. Yeah. And he's going to talk to them. He is expected to tell them that Britain will be fully prepared to leave the EU on the 31st of October without a deal if they fail to compromise. This is what Boris Johnson says. I want a deal. We are ready to work with our friends and partners to get a deal. But if you want a good deal for the UK, you must get ready to come out without one. Okay. So I'm very happy that it's Boris Johnson talking to these arrogant bastards. Yes, and not Theresa May. What a big difference. He's like 1,000, million times better than Theresa May. But I'm uncomfortable with this, of course. And, you know, this is what I hope for. I hope that these arrogant bastards, Merkel and Macron, are extra arrogant. And they will not compromise. That's what I'm hoping for. And then Boris Johnson and, above all, these crazy politicians in the UK Parliament, they will be forced to do something and leave without a deal, possibly. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. But still, the situation is very awkward, isn't it? It's been more than 3 years since the UK citizens voted to leave. So the whole thing is just toxic. But I'm starting to feel a bit optimistic about this. Yeah. All right. That's all. Bye.